Alright, that was pretty mad. I don't know what happened, but for some reason my phone switched over to time-lapse, so the start of this video was probably grease lightning, and now it slows down. So let me just double check. Yeah, it looks like it's spot on it. All I'm doing now is painting some water in. I've way overloaded the brush. The soap is Parma Violet from Wickham. It will be going up for sale or trade very soon, I think. I do love the scent on this, well, I don't know, I might end up keeping it. It's a nice scent for winter because it is quite warming. So all I'm doing now is just painting water in. I'm using the wolf whiskers, as you can see, which is caked in lather. Such a nice brush to use. I think out of all the brushes in the den, I think this is the one that Spencer liked. And believe it or not, it almost left my den at one point. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Now, Parma Violet, if you've never heard of Parma Violets, I don't know whether the actual flower is called a Parma Violet, I don't think it is. But Parma Violets are a sweet or a hard candy. I'm not sure whether they were only sort of UK stuff. I can actually still buy them over here from the local English sweetie store. So there we go, water lather from the old Wickham. Going with the Mergress again, feather blade second use. I used this yesterday and it was outstanding, so I'm just going to give it another bash and see if I can get 2 great shaves out of the one feather blade. So here we go. And that feels incredible. Now, Wickham soaps are a vegetable soap or a vegan based soap, however you want to call it. But they're so good, the lather so easy. That's phenomenal. Now this is where Wickham is really up there with the best soaps in the world. Residual slickness, for me anyway. I know there's a few guys out there who struggle with it. I've got terrible water over here in Western Australia, so the fact that it works for me says a lot for it. It's really easy to work with. It makes a really thick, dense lather. The scents are superb. They always sit around about sort of 5 scent strength. There's nothing ever really stronger than that. I would say the strongest out of all the Wickham that I have would most likely be Classic 24, which is a Creed Aventus base scent, and it's pretty spot on in terms of scent in comparison to Creed. It just matches that silk, that splash, absolutely spot on. Just going to do the tips. And here we go. Just paint it up from the bottom, scoop it in from the sides. That is phenomenal. It really is great stuff. Right, setting 3 on the Mergress again, across the grain. Now, the feather blades have always been a favourite of mine. I've always liked them. The biggest downside to them for me is the longevity in terms of shaves, and only get one shave out of one. Now this blade in particular, I'm sort of halfway through my second shave with it, and it feels incredibly smooth. Now the last packet of feathers that I opened, weren't as smooth as this. They definitely were not as smooth as this. So it just goes to show that you can sometimes just get a packet of blades from a reputable company that make phenomenal blades that's not quite right. They're just not as good as others from the same company and the same blade style. And this is just incredible. It's like a hot knife through butter, this blade at the moment. Now 3 shaves from a feather blade for me is unheard of, but I am going to give this blade a go. I don't think I've ever managed 3 shaves out of a feather blade. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a longevity test, this one. Like I say, it seems to just be this actual packet of blades that I've opened up. The first blade out of it is just so super silky smooth, it's sharp. It does exactly everything that you want from a blade. You want it to be smooth, you want it to be sharp, you want it to be comfortable. You know, a lot of people say, oh, Paul Silvers are brilliant, I struggle with them, they weren't great, but then again, who knows, I might have got a couple of really shitty packets of them. I think in some cases it pays to buy a full pack of them, and if one pack that you open doesn't work, crack open another one maybe halfway down the carton. Because that one might work better. Look how much lather this silk makes, it's just phenomenal. It really is. One thing I'm finding out with work as well is that it's going to be very difficult to get fat. Last night I covered 16 kilometres of walking, so it's pretty impressive for that sort of thing. I'm back at the same station again tonight. So I've used setting 3 throughout the whole shave. I've done this 2 days in a row, and on both occasions I've ended up with an extremely smooth, extremely close shave using the feather blades. I'm just going to empty this sink out. I just want to touch up around my lips. So just a little bit of outstanding. Simply stunning. Right, I'm going to finish off now with some Nivea Men Sensitive Cooling Post Shave Balm. Now this is 0% alcohol, there's no burn apparently. Let's see how we go. I better give it a little bit of a shake. Been a while since I've used any of the Nivea products. Bit of a shake. Oh, I think that's too much, but let's just chuck it on anyway. And true to its word, there is no burn. I've got a few little weepers just here and here. I think that's, oh no, one there. And I got a couple of little weepers there, but the shave was still super smooth and very comfortable, so I'm not worried about that at all. Just going to clean the brush out now. in the soap. Actually quite enjoyed this shade. That Parma Violet's a very, very calming, relaxing scent. Stunning. So the soap today was Wickham 1912 Parma Violet, which looks like that in the tub. That is the ingredients list there, if you want to have a read. So this was batch number 101, so Darren must go through a shit ton of soap, and he is expanding all over the world. I think he's just hit West Coast shaving as well, I think. The brush, outstanding. Wolf Whiskers. It's got the flutes on the side, all around the bottom here, down the base. Beautiful colours. And it's got 25mm Black Wolf Ultra Fan. I'm not sure whether these are still available. It is an amazing knot. When I first got it, I struggled to get it to splay, but the more I've used it for some reason, even though it's synthetic, it's almost like it's softened up a little bit, and it's just phenomenal. Mergress again, feather blade, second shave with it, setting 3, which you can hopefully see down here. And it is phenomenal, absolutely brilliant, so smooth and comfortable. Let's say I've got a couple of weepers today, but I'm not worried about that. The shave itself, I've not really got any major irritation that I know of. The cooling from this is actually reasonably nice. It's not as strong as other ones, but it's pretty good. Nivea Sensitive Cooling Post Shave Balm, 0% alcohol, no burning, really nice. Like I say, it's not as good as some other things that I've used, but it leaves your skin feeling really moisturised, and it smells reasonably nice. It's got that Nivea scent. When you smell it, you know it's Nivea. That's the sort of scent it's got. And other than that, I'm really happy with that. So you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the football, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.